Games Workshop cannot control the uploads. But before we touch on that, I want to do a quick recap here because we're a couple of months out now from Warhammer Plus, and it was an interesting, previously, 2021, it was an interesting summer. This idea of not only YouTube, but certainly YouTube being the primary focus due to the reach and the medium of content creators, dedicated 40K enthusiasts making amazing videos. And I'm not going to name any names because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but fantastic content creators pushing that up to YouTube, a labor of love, massive investments of time, effort, energy, skill, creative imagination, pushing that out for the community. And Games Workshop somewhere along the line saying, well, we need to control everything and we need to have our own streaming. I mean, we've got Disney Plus, you've got everything else plus streaming. Let's do 40K streaming, shutting everything down, going after content creators. And that wasn't the worst of it. For me, what the worst of it was the dishonesty. Just from my opinion, as a longtime 40K enthusiast, this idea of, it's one thing to say, look, it's our narrative. 40K is our thing. Absolutely. It's GW IP. They own it. They're giving me permission to play in their sandbox. I play by their rules. If I feel that I can't play by their rules, then I can take my toys elsewhere. I mean, that's the whole idea of the free market economy. Vote with your wallet, vote with your time. So I understand if they say, look, content creators, you cannot do this. We need to gatekeep everything. I might not like it, but I could understand it. I can respect that. But how they handled it was directly to the community, this idea of we're going to shut it all down, but we're going to give a platform for content creators. We're going to bring them on board. We want to recognize their talent and say, you're doing an amazing job. Come do this officially for us. And we'll give you the tools. We'll give you the tech. You've got the talent. We'll put that Imperium stamp right on it. Well, that was all just smoke and mirrors. It was just to shut everything down. And one of the things this leads us into the vlog now, because now it's in full effect and we're seeing it everywhere and it's on YouTube. And again, I'm not going to name any names because these content creators, it's out of their control. They completely complied and they're still making content. It's not 40K content. It's not Games Workshop content. It's not AOS content. So they're complying. But all of the previous 40K content that Games Workshop set the Inquisition on and shut it all down and blanked it all out, it's back up there. You can't stop the uploads. You can't stop the internet. The best thing you can do is try to embrace it and utilize it from the perspective of someone watches the video, they get pumped and get excited, and then they go buy a box of $85 Space Marines. That's kind of the method of using, I was going to say new medium. It's not new. That's the method of using this medium. And you've got a whole army of free content creators. So GW, you shut it down. Plus is okay. It's nothing revolutionary. It's nothing groundbreaking. I suspect, like, I was going to say specialist games. I'm kind of dating myself here. Your boxed games, you'll support it for a while. Maybe there'll be a year or two miniature, but beyond that, it'll become abandonware. And these content creators creating, everything's getting re-uploaded. Now, the next step after this, which I think is coming, certainly if you're a YouTube content creator, you are not going to create GW content because YouTube will shut down your channel. And we have to respect the IP of Games Workshop. That is what I'm still supporting because that is what is legally correct. But from that perspective, the content creators, they were never doing this for the fame. They got the fame. They should have the fame. Absolutely. I mean, watching some of these, the hours, the creativity, everything is just amazing. That's actual life force. Life force they're not getting back that they are contributing that I can enjoy. So from that perspective, if it was never about the fame, what's to stop content creators from going kind of rogue trader and just uploading stuff and putting it out to the community? Then there'll be uploads on the uploads on the uploads. So I think we've seen a lull at best. I don't think it's over. I think the medium is going to shift it. You won't have a centralized content creator channel, but I think something will get released to the 40K ecosystem, in this case, Warhammer 40K, but also other GW ecosystems. And from there, it's just going to spread. it's just going to spread. And I think this is a good model for what is eventually, or you could say is happening with 3D printing right now. Games Workshop can try to stop it. It's not going to work. Or they can get behind it as best they can and utilize it from that perspective. And that might mean a core shift. Right now, they're a miniatures company. They're a models company. They still will be. But maybe they have to shift over the next 5, 10, 15 years to more of a definitive IP company where they're selling you the rights to print models, or they're selling you a subscription of models or an updated type thing. And they might actually make more money from that because they've shifted all this is like Web 2.0, right? Web 1.0 was I did all the work. I created my website. I spent hours writing my content. I spent hours promoting it. I did all the work, and any profit or any source that comes from that, I got to keep that. Facebook and everything else, Web 2.0, you do all the work and I keep all the money. So you do all the content with Facebook and your posts and your memes, and I keep the money. Well, Games Workshop needs to go 2.0. They're producing the models and then they sell the models. If they sell the files, or if they sell that bit of code that allows my 3D printer to crank this out, then they just need to create it. They don't need to have the facilities, the print facilities, the shipping facilities, the storage facilities, the insurance on those facilities, the loss on those facilities, just in product that gets destroyed or damaged. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers. They might do better than possible if they can make that shift in the next 5 or 10 years.